And welcome back to Let's Play Halo 2, where that stench, we have all smelled it.
Smelly smell. Kind of smell that smells smelly.
Oh, this is the one thing I don't like. Look at it, the obscured in the original, just blatant in the remake.
Yeah.
Not that I'm mad, because the next room gives it away anyways. We've got some old friends here.
Yeah.
If you can't tell me what those are, then you didn't watch the first LP and have no idea what this series is.
And if
That was the first thing I thought of when he was like, that stench.
Yeah.
Let's let her back.
Yeah. But if you did manage to find this as your first Halo video, wow. This is a odd introduction.
Part 3 of a Halo 2 LP on a small channel, and this is your first introduction to Halo? Go watch the first LP. It's good.
Yeah, I mean...
You must be close. Come out so we may kill you. Get in line.
Come out so we may kill you.
That would be the nice thing to do.
It would be polite. And our popcorny friends have returned.
Here I am.
Here I am. As long as this level doesn't take me long enough, we'll get to see my favorite level in the game, too.
Oh, cool.
Electric fools! What have they done?
I want to turn on the flashlight so bad, but I don't have one.
Hey, go of it. I'll follow when our reinforcements arrive.
Alright. See ya. Oh yeah, I'm holding the fuel rod cannon right now. You know, that thing that would explode when I killed the enemies with it in the first game? We can use it now.
I mean, especially considering you are a Covenant at the moment.
Yes.
It's me, Mr. Covenant.
Enemy!
Going to fight against Mr. Halo.
Alas, we merely fight other aliens who are heretics. I always thought it was just a tad bit of a cop-out that there's not even one level where you fight human forces.
Yeah, really.
And it's not like a big deal, but just like a little bit of a cop-out.
Though I wonder if people would have hated that.
Oh, it would probably have made the reception even more rocky at the time, but I think it would have made sense. I think the thought process was if we have him kill humans, then there can be no redemption.
In a way, I could totally see that.
But that's why I think it's kind of a cop-out. You want your character to have a redemption arc, because if it's not clear, that's very blatantly where this is going. Then have him redeem, you know?
Yeah.
He's canonically killed humans before. He was the leader of the armada we were fighting in the first game.
Yeah, so this guy, yeah. Just because he is fighting heretics now doesn't mean he won't keep fighting the humans. In fact, he wishes nothing more than to continue his campaign against the humans.
That is sort of the whole thing, though. He's very specifically barred from that because of how things played out, which is why he got sent on this completely other mission. Which is meant to be a suicide mission, apparently.
But yeah, like, I'm not against this level. Like, I think this is a great introduction to playing as him. I just wish that somewhere in there they included a level where, you know, maybe there's some people and, you know, maybe...
Here we are actually fighting the humans we're trying to wipe out.
Because, you know, once this suicide mission's complete, they gotta send him on other missions, and I don't know. They basically just use him as the you fight Flood character.
And that sort of makes sense if they're still trying to maintain the thing of, like, keeping him out of the main forces and...
Very good.
Well, sure. I'm not saying he has to go on the front lines of the war, but I'm sure there's some...
They're trying to at least pretend that they're just having him killed.
Challenge at last.
I don't know. It's a whole thing. With the way the story works out, it kind of works. I think the only reason they formed it in this way and not some other way is because they were too afraid to do a full-on redemption kind of storyline. Mind you, I guess this is from a time period in games when that kind of thing didn't really happen that often.
I shall
Yeah.
Where a playable character does something horrible and gets redeemed for it, that kind of thing didn't happen terribly often.
No, it really doesn't.
It happens more now.
Yeah.
Nowadays, you even get the player character does something terrible. Period. That doesn't
Yeah.
You get the, you are a bastard.
weapons to burn these.
What would you call that? Video games are a little more cerebral now. A little more willing to take that kind of risk in storytelling than they would have been in 2004.
Yeah.
You get that mix, though, where you get the ones that are done well, and you get the ones that are trying to be cerebral, but do it,
Oh yeah.
just handle it awfully.
The risk is, of course, that the more you try to do with storytelling, the more you risk messing it up. And I think this game does a fine job with what it wants to do. I just kind of think that they could have gone in a little harder. That's like a nitpicky minor complaint, though. I'm not saying the game's bad because of it or anything, or that it even really holds my opinion back. I've just, after playing this game for so many years, I always did just kind of wonder, like, what if we got a story where we had to play as like where the Arbiter had to, where it turned into a proper redemption story.
You like to pinpoint the things that can, like, act as that you can criticize a game for, and where, like, there can be improvement even in the games that you love.
Yeah. I mean, if you just blindly defend things you like, then nothing ever improves, right?
Yeah.
You fucking idiot.
Heretics above!
I threaded the needle, dude.
Also, when you just blindly enjoy things in a way where like you can't see any way to criticize it or improve on it, that has the tendency to make it easier to fall into game good, people who don't like game are stupid mentality.
True.
Yeah.
You can also have the, maybe sort of the, I'm invisible, the reverse where it's like, this style of game is good and I like it so much that anyone who likes other style of game is dumb.
Yeah.
Like, I was hesitant to introduce first-person shooters to this channel for a long while, even though there's plenty I'd love to do, because, they just kind of have, like, a not the greatest reputation.
Yeah, that's kind of, I was getting at that with, like, I mentioned it during the first LP, where there was this annoying thing of, like, you do have the people who were that way with FPSs, where, like, they just loved FPSs, and then, like, people who enjoy other types of games are dumb. But now there's this weird backlash where you've got people who feel like everyone who enjoys FPSs are, like, dude bros who hate other games.
And then you got poor guys like me who are just like, I just like video games of, like, damn near every type, and I'm just minding my own business.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I like me some
The
shooters.
only type of game...
But I like me some RPGs too, and I like me some action games, and I love me some action games, and I like platformer. I am a multifaceted individual who just happens to like shooters. Do not put me in a box, goddammit.
The only types of games that I don't particularly gravitate towards myself are probably RTS and sports.
Thanks.
And even then, I'm sure there's, like, outliers I could enjoy.
The sports are about the only genre I'm not a big fan of, and even then, like I said, there's outliers. Plenty of the Mario sports games are pretty good, and I like Wii Sports. Like, a lot. Like, I like Wii Sports more than one person probably should like Wii Sports.
It's been forever since I played it, but I remember liking Mario Tennis a lot.
I heard good things about Mario Tennis, yeah. But yeah, it's like, I have FPS games on my list now, but for a long time, prior to, I don't know, we just, at one point we just started branching out and doing stuff besides RPGs and horror games, and point and click, and so I've started including FPS games in my ideas, but I don't know. It was something I'm kind of just nervous about, because it's like, given the reception of this genre in the current, in the kind of audience we would attract, not that we attract people who would hate a game genre on that principle, but more like we would attract more not FPS players than we would FPS players. Introducing FPS games to the channel was like a little bit of a nervous thing. So the Halo 1 LP went so well that I'm whatever about it at this point.
Yeah, and you didn't even, the thing is too, you didn't even realize, like, some of the viewers we have now are, like, the long time ones. Maybe not all of them, but like, one of the regular commenters is someone who's been around since, like, near the beginning, from what I can tell. And like I said, Halo's been on this channel before.
Yeah, I got this in my mind. The channel's parsed a little weirdly because I know stuff happened before I was here, but I also wasn't here for it.
Yeah.
So to me, the channel started with Final Fantasy VIII because that was when I got involved. So, because that's like modern CLG, right? Like the original Final Fantasy VIII LP.
Yeah. Yeah.
So whenever I talk about these things, I talk about it from my modern CLG perspective, because I'm just modern CLG. I'm not CLG classic, as it were.
What I remember of the CLG Classic, because I wasn't a part of it, but I was still around back then. Oh God, I've known you people a long time,
Dude, I've known you for almost. No, fuck, I've known you for over a decade now. You realize that?
Yes, yeah. You are very quickly reaching a point in your life. You've known me for a larger percentage than you.
I had passed that point. I would have reached. I'm 23 now.
Right.
I've known you for longer than I haven't.
Yeah, but. Anyway, I was going to make a point, but.
This will save me from the storm, but you will be consumed.
Arbiter, where is he?
Stinking floodmate boxed himself in tight.
We'll never break through this.
Then we shall force him out. How? The cable. I'm going to cut it. Get everyone back to the ships.
Return to the landing zone. The Arbiter will continue upward, cut this station loose, and scare the heretic from his hole.
Give sword. Give sword. Give sword. Thank you.
Keep your blade hand. I doubt the cable will stand his bite.
Oh, Anstca, before you got distracted by how long you've known some of us.
Yes. I think I remember what I was going to say. But anyway, so what back then, you know, there wasn't near as much like big group stuff like as there is nowadays.
Well,
Yeah.
From what I can tell, we've hit probably a peak of consistency.
Yeah.
In a good way.
Once we entered the modern CLG,
Kind of became more of a consistent ordeal, from what I can tell.
I mean, co-commentary kind of became, I feel like that kind of came into play in almost like a transitory period, like between CLG Classic and modern CLG, just like kind of halfway in between when that actually started, because originally everything was solo LPs. And maybe you did have like the occasional mix-up where like, I don't know, maybe once in a rare while there was like a co-op here and there. And like, that was the co-ops though, that's the thing, they were like the standouts. Usually you just had solo LPs, or like the weird thing where it'd be like, it was a solo LP, but you'd hand off the save file to someone and then they'd resume it, but it was still solo commentary. The Halo ones were co-ops though, with co-commentary.
So like, our current, modern CLG is a different beast.
Yeah, modern CLG has no solo LPs.
No.
Yeah.
There is at least 2 people at any given thing, or there's just nothing being done.
Yeah.
Because anyone who wants to do a solo LP is just doing it on their own at this point.
One final
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
And I think
my solo commentary is so different from the tone, and it's so different in every way from like the style of commentary for like CLG group stuff. So like, why would I mix that in?
Right. Well, it's also just like, I think this gives us a much more unique. Not that the classic stuff was not unique or not interesting, but I think doing 5-man, 4 to 5 person like stuff like this is kind of a unique voice for us.
We'll stay with you as long as we can.
Not that we're like the only people who've done this, but you know what I mean.
I was gonna say like the whole like kind of group channel thing has actually become a lot more common nowadays than it used to be, but. I think it's still a good format for us.
Yeah, I think it fits us very well.
Yeah.
Are you still alive, Arbiter. We're keeping pace as best we can.
It's really funny to me if you go back, because in the first couple of LPs where Galuf was back, it was very clear that we hadn't interacted very much. And now here we are.
Yeah.
I mean, we literally hadn't, because I was absent for like 2.5 years.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, our interactions prior to that were purely a brief period of time when I was on the forum and you were able to be on the forum.
Yeah.
You are the only member of CLG who I had no long-term interactions with prior to modern CLG,
Yeah.
the channel. Which is not to say that we're not still good friends, it just happened more recently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I say more for viewer clarification than anything.
Yeah. Like,
Our friendship is equally as strong as I have with anyone else's here. It's just newer.
yeah.
But when you hang out with someone twice a week to record LPs, that's just gonna happen.
Yeah.
I think that would have been, what, Parasite Eve?
I think
Yeah. So. Outside, there was also like, I think the very first thing we did together might have been the like, what, 6-hour like live stream or something.
Oh, you mean the Christmas stuff?
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's possible.
Yeah, probably.
Which honestly probably held us along a good while, because I was there for an absurd amount of that, because I had one of the last blocks of that stream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only person who
I
went
think
later
you were
than
there
me.
from the start, and you were definitely there at the end.
Yeah, I was there. Well, because that was at the period when I would have been just out of high school. I hadn't been working or anything, so I had nothing but time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I rolled up, showed up at the start of the stream, and existed until the end because I had the last formal block.
Yeah, and it was you.
And me and Frieza.
Yeah, the two of you and Frieza ended up being like the last three standing.
God, I was so tired by the end of that. When I finished How the Saints Saved Christmas, I just remember, Merry fucking Christmas!
Yes.
Turn, heretic. Arbiter, I would rather die by your hand than let the prophets lead me to slaughter. Who has taught you these lies?
Oh.
Light bulb!
Hello, I am 343 Guilty Spark. I am the monitor of Installation 04.
Ask the Oracle about Halo. How they would sacrifice us all for nothing.
More questions? Splendid. I would be happy to assist you.
You dumbass, it was working!
Yeah.
It's a black
Honestly, yeah.
arbiter, but I will make them see.
Alright, this game tries to have boss fights. He sends out 3 holograms. Find the right one. That's the boss fight. It sucks on the legendary, let me tell you.
Oof. I was gonna say that Merry fucking Christmas bit. My mom thought you guys were drunk or something.
That's funny.
Honestly, yeah,
I was just-
that's
I
what
was
it sounds like.
I'm just exhausted in that clip. That was like, well, because I'd been up for a whole ass day, and then I joined in for the stream, and I'm up for another 6 hours, and I was just done. I'm dead. I was just tired. So moral of the story, I'm very, very content with where modern CLG is at.
Yeah.
I'm proud of a significantly higher amount of Let's Plays than I am not proud of, which is to say, I don't think there's any single one where I'm actually like, I hate this. There's some where I'm like, yeah, that's okay.
Unfortunate. His edification was most enjoyable.
I had no choice, Holy Oracle. This heretic imperiled the great journey.
Oracle, great journey. Why do you meddlers insist on using such inaccurate verbiage?
That is the Oracle. So it is. Come, we are leaving this system.
Delta Halo, my favorite level in this game.
Goddamn guilty spark.
Goddamn light bulb. I'm glad this loading screen could just ruin the reveal of the upcoming cutscene for us.
Oh, yeah.
Surprise! There's another Halo ring. You wouldn't have seen that
At
one
least
coming.
I already knew that, but
I mean, it is kind of clued in by the name of the installation being 04. But it's just like, wow, thanks, loading screen.
yeah, it's a shame they didn't just maintain something like the way it was done before.
These cutscenes are just lead into each other, and there might be like a loading screen, but it wouldn't be like that.
Report! Both engine cores have spun to zero. We're drifting. Archer pods are cold. I'll need to rekey the system.
Do it and find out where we are. Sorry for the quick jump, Sergeant. You in one piece?
I'm good. Chief?
We're fine.
Ma'am, there's an object. Coming into view now.
Cortana, what exactly am I looking at? That is another Halo.
Say what?
So this is what my father found. I thought Halo was some sort of super weapon. It is. If activated, this ring will cause destruction on a galactic scale. I want all the information you've got on the first Halo. Schematic, topography, whatever. I don't care if I have the clearance or not. Yes, ma'am. Where's our target?
The enemy ship is stopped above the ring, ma'am. We're going to pass right over it.
Perfect. Given what we know about this ring, it's even more important that we capture the Prophet of Regret. Find out why he came to Earth, why he came here. Chief, take first platoon. Hard drop. Secure our landing zone. Sergeant, load up 2 flights of Pelicans and follow them in.
Aye, aye, ma'am.
Until I can move and fight, I'm going to keep a low profile. Once you leave the ship, you're on your own.
Understood.
Over the target in 5.
Hang on to your helmet. Mind the bump.
Could we possibly make any more noise? I guess so.
This level introduces one of my favorite things. These are called ODSTs, Orbital Drop Shock Troopers, or Hell Jumpers. Their whole shit is that.
That is how they are deployed.
Every time.
Nice.
I love them. Good news, there's a game all about them. Down the line, we will get to play as them. Not in this game, but in like a different game. In a spin-off. Hey there, bud. Oh, I love this track too. Okay.
Yeah, there's been a bit of hitching since you got to the Halo.
I don't know what's happening here. Stop that.
Artillery disabled, Sergeant. Landing zone secure for the moment.
Understood.
I hear you. Starting our approach. Hang tight.
Easier said than done. Inbound Phantoms, Chief.
Want to see a cute little feature of the rocket launcher?
Would love to.
It locks on.
Up there.
Unique feature to this game. The rocket launcher locks on the things. Hi, Hyper.
Hello.
We're playing Halo 2.
It looks like it.
You missed us not being on a Halo.
Yes.
It's true, we were on Earth. Now we're not.
Stupid bugger.
It's incredible to see what a graphical update Halo 1 to Halo 2 is.
This is your actual. This is your graphical update.
Yeah, this is your graphical update.
This
Halo
is
2, we're actually using the new graphics.
Yeah. So we're using an graphical upgrade to a graphical upgrade.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Yeah, this map right here needs a bit more light. There's a lot of open space. The music is very hopeful.
I love this track.
It's a great track. I enjoy
But still, we saw a bit of like one of the early cutscenes with the old graphics on. I was like, yeah, that's still like a noticeable jump in graphics from like, the first game.
It's still better looking in the old graphics. It's just, they maintain the artistic integrity this time. I love it. Chef's kiss.
Also, this time a lot of the like story cutscenes are FMVs outsourced to a studio that knows what the hell they're doing with modern CGI.
You might know.
They're just doing everything in engine.
Blur, you might have heard of them.
I have.
Yeah, Blur did all the cutscene work for the updated graphics. It is phenomenal.
Stuff.
It is phenomenal.
Good stuff. We may not stand Blur as much as we stand Jack Frost in this house, but we stand Blur.
Blur deserves love. I want to see Blur animated Jack Frost.
Persona 6.
I don't know who got that headshot. I got that one, though.
When I'm cast as one of the lead characters in Persona 6. Manifesting that shit right now. It may not become Brute's instant favorite Persona game, but it will jump up there quite quickly.
I am contractually obligated. Not contractually. I am friendshipally obligated to enjoy a video game that my friend is in.
Uh-huh.
Them's the rules.
Ooh. It's like, I know him.
Yeah, that's what I'll tell people too. Hey, you know that game? I know that guy. I know that guy.
I know that guy. I play video games with that guy.
That guy? I know that guy all the time.
Yeah.
I'll deny ever. No, I wouldn't do that.
Who? Dustin what? Who the fuck is that?
Who the fuck is that?
Never met a Dustin in my life.
I got a good view coming in. There's a big building in the middle of this island's lake.
I saw it too. It looked like a temple.
Oh, he lived.
Yeah, retconned into life. Now he's a major character.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm not complaining.
No, he's had some good lines in this game.
That's awesome.
If you weren't so ugly, I wouldn't have had to kill you.
I didn't want to kill you, but you're too ugly to let live.
That's it.
That's a good one. That's a solid burn. That is a solid burn.
You came back in time just for my favorite level, which is the one we're playing. Oh.
I don't know how I do it, but I always seem to have such impeccable timing at the proper junctures in time, proper junctures in life.
Just right here.
I heard that, jackass.
The Covenant has control of the bridge ahead. They're going to try and bottle us up on this side of the border.
So you did miss the game fleshing out the Covenant.
Yeah.
Damn it, I've never felt pain like this before. Watch out, Jason!
Yeah, we've gotten a lot of interesting looks at, like, how big their kind of, like, religious inclinations are, and the guy who was in charge of the forces in the first game is getting dragged for failing, and the council pretty much wanted his head, but...
Oh, so it's like a super cult.
Kinda.
But a couple people who are really high up recognize that it's dumb to, like, that they're going overboard and that he's not a heretic just because he failed. He's, like, done so well for them and stuff. They basically kind of gave him a chance to essentially redeem himself in a way and, like, made him an arbiter. They gave him, like, this suit of armor, which I'm just like, oh, he's like the Covenant Master Chief then. And they effectively sent him on a suicide mission. They're like, you know, the council will still have their corpse, but, you know, he gets to redeem his honor, essentially. And then you play as him.
Yeah, and then he's a playable character. He plays an elite.
Huh.
For a couple of missions.
So it is just a super cult.
Kinda.
Yeah. It's a good thing they didn't franchise out.
You just wait till Halo 4.
Oh, and the Flutterback.
Oh, well. Of course the Flutterback.
You play as the Arbiter going to kill some heretics, and then you find the Flood there.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Good, the bridge is down. Now about those brakes.
And 343 Guilty Spark, the stupid light bulb thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Covenant have him now.
That's bad.
Not good.
You know what else is bad? The Power Glove.
It's so bad.
Yeah, it's 100% really bad.
It sure is bad.
Tank me! Can I shoot that bird?
Oh.
Oops.
You didn't see that, right?
Yeah.
No one saw that? No one saw that.
I saw you just explode one of the birds from Avatar.
No one saw that?
Yeah, we did not do that.
Load up,
I
Marines!
think Brute just got canceled again.
Damn it!
And he worked so hard to redeem himself last time.
He just wanted to see if Metroid Prime took its feature from Halo 2.
This is slow moving, but it's a tank.
What does the man in animal conservation school say? Can I shoot that bird?
Ghost neutralized!
I guess it was neutralized. I don't know.
You spent so much time asking if you could, you never stop to ask if you should.
Can I tell you a secret? I have no regrets.
And that's why Brute was canceled again.
Look, he's still technically kind of canceled, so...
What was I canceled for last time?
Everything.
I don't remember what the last one was.
What weren't you canceled for?
Hyper's been canceled too.
I was redeemed though. That same episode.
Yeah.
See you, fucker! What the hell? Oh man.
Sometimes the AI doesn't AI very well.
It's true.
Sometimes the artificial intelligence is more artificial stupidity.
Yeah, like that Marine who just blew himself up with a rocket launcher. I'm taking your ammo, you dumb bitch. Hold on. Where's your gun?
I think the Scorpion's kind of sitting on it.
Yeah, well.
Wasn't there a chapter in the last game called You Break It, You Buy It?
I wouldn't be surprised.
I could have sworn there was.
There's a lot of stuff to break and buy, bro.
Yeah, tags are expensive.
Try not to break things that you can't afford on your salary.
Oh, we're getting paid for this?
We get salary?
You don't.
Oh.
We told you what your salary is. A day outside of the cage and non-stale bread.
Can I get a glass of water?
Nuts.com vouchers.
Yo, Nuts.com vouchers, let's go!
Yes. $1 vouchers.
If I save up enough of those, I can get like half a pound of cashews.
Yeah, man.
That almost makes up for playing all the fucking video games.
I find that suspicious.
Suspicious?
I don't know.
Oh no. I lived, bitch.
Hooray!
You're in a tank.
We were playing on heroic, that wouldn't matter.
Oh, we're not playing on heroic this time?
Oh, god no, not in this game.
Yeah, apparently in this game, heroic
game.
difficulty is kind of grudge match worthy.
Legendary would be.
I mean,
really
not in the literal sense, like he's done it before and he doesn't have a grudge, he doesn't have a beef with this game, but that's like the level of difficulty that it is.
Yeah, this game's hard. On harder difficulties, but it's really easy on easier difficulties.
Huh. It's like they balance the difficulty modes.
I don't know, I think normal's a little too easy. Says the man who's been playing it for, you know, like 16 years.
More than Resident Evil 4?
I've been playing this significantly longer than Resident Evil 4.
Wow.
This goes back to the same time frame of like playing Sly Cooper.
Ah.
I probably played this more than Resident Evil 4. In fact, there's no probably. I've definitely played this more than Resident Evil 4.
When Brute was young, carefree. I won't say innocent, because that's not a... That time has long since passed.
I mean, but he probably was then, relatively.
Maybe. Probably. I like how we're just driving this flaming tank around.
Clear a landing zone.
This is fine.
Yeah, it's fine. I could have just called it an LZ. It's fine. We know what an LZ is.
I really considered
Bad Covenant.
bad. I really considered taking that joke you made, you know, when Brute was young, and taking it in a too real direction.
I still am young.
Not quite what I meant. What the fuck? What are you guys doing?
Their AI just...
Pouring out of the middle. Let's get in there.
Hello?
Hello?
Okay.
The hell?
He was paralyzed with fear.
Evidently.
Apparently.
And my favorite thing was when there was a grunt that said, "You'll run from me," and then immediately proceeded to start running away himself, flailing his arms.
You know, it's a scare tactic, so that way you don't chase him.
I love the sniper rifle.
Your shield means nothing.
Stopping power is a
hell of a truck.
This is Sparta.
I get it because there's the hole in the ground. What's down there? You think I'll...
Death, probably.
Yeah, I lived, bitch. I just gotta walk back up now.
It's a hidey hole.
I mean, it's good you survived, but also that was kind of anticlimactic.
Chief, what is the purpose of that hole? Just like architecturally.
Give me, thank you. Okay, ammo. I don't know.
It looks like it would be a well or something, but it just kind of goes nowhere.
It's the nowhere hole.
Unless you're digging a grave back.
The no hole?
In my time.
No, that's something else.
Don't feel bad. You gave it your best shot.
Anyway,
skylight for the tunnel.
There was a fun conversation where I expressed my insecurities about playing first-person shooters for the channel, and then came to the conclusion, fuck it.
Yeah. We're not here to...
Bonk.
No, we'll play Bonk. What I was saying is, we're not here to be like, oh, we're great at first-person shooters, because I sure am not.
Nah, I just meant, like, playing through the Halo games was like, do I want to start introducing single-player FPS games that I enjoy? There's kind of a stigma around that right now. Blah, blah, blah. And then the conclusion was just kind of like, I like the way that LP went, so fuck it, I'm gonna LP whatever I want.
I think... as long as we make it clear that this is not the only type of game that we are going to play, this is a special nostalgia factor for you.
I also just kind of like, any of us can play whatever we want. Variety is good. Yeah. I have a couple FPS games I like. That doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to do them, but...
Yeah, it's more along the lines of, this is fine for now, but it's not going to be the only thing that we play.
I think... Well, no, nothing's going to be the only thing we play.
We'll do what we want, and it will be a variety of things.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that bitch fell. Like, I'll just play whatever I want. Within, the obvious, like, hey, I want to do this, cool factor.
Yes, the rule of cool is essential.
In this case, the rule of cool being, is everybody cool with this turn of events? 90% of the time, it's, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, hey.
I think the only time there's a no is it's a, no, I want to be there for that, don't do that one without me.
Correct.
Basically, yeah.
At least for now. Don't suspect that changing anytime soon, but who knows what's gonna happen. These guys sure didn't know what was gonna happen. Carl and Barry. They just woke up today thinking they were gonna take over the world. Shame it didn't end that way. Oh no, Death.
Right as the choir kicked in.
Oh, fuck.
Well, they sang him to sleep.
The dream.
Sure is, man. Sure is.
I love the power behind this gun sounds. Ooh.
Thunk. Thunk.
Nothing screams "fuck you" quite like that.
Also, the gunshot sounds have been lowered to like 30-something% volume, by the way.
Yeah, this game, I did a test on my own. This game is super loud with gunshots.
Sound effects, high.
The problem I encountered is that the sound effects are tied to the voice volume for non-cutscenes.
That is a shame.
It was quite the shame.
I just like this turn of events. There, I have.
But then the full motion videos have completely their own thing. They almost seem to just ignore the volume settings entirely. If anything, I think might be what's happening. Like they're just automatically at max.
Still no word about In Amber Clad on the Covenant BattleNet. It's odd. The Covenant know we made landfall, but they don't seem to consider us a very serious threat. Boy, are they in for a big surprise.
Thanks, Cortana.
Watch yourself. Honor guard.
Or maybe the FMV volume is just based on what the music volume is set to or something.
Rocket launcher!
Regret. Too real, man. Too real.
Yeah, there's a prophet of regret.
There's also a prophet of mercy. It's about that weather.
It's certainly weather, all right.
I'm guessing they put these screens in because the loading times are longer, but...
Wait, go back. That's what I thought he said. The Prophet of Regret is planning to activate Halo.
Are you sure?
I shall light this holy ring, release its cleansing flame, and burn a path into the divine beyond.
Pretty much.
Commander, we've got a problem.
So I hear. But from what I understand, the Prophet will need an object, the Index, to activate the ring. I've located a library similar to the one you found on the first Halo. If the rings work the same way, the Index should be inside.
I'll bet the Covenant are thinking the exact same thing.
Then we better beat them to it, Sergeant. Extract your men and meet me at the library.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll secure the Index, Chief. You take out the Prophet. He's given us all the intel we need.
Did they rework the FMVs?
Yeah, that was the...
They were not FMVs in the original game. They were just in-engine.
Gotcha, okay. So they reworked them as FMVs, because I was going to say, those look very detailed.
Yep, that's Blur Studios for you.
Hashtag Blur.
I wonder if I'm not following the plot sequence correctly, because at the moment I'm questioning, like... The way I've interpreted it so far is that Guilty Spark warned who became the heretic about what the actual plan is, and the actual plan is to activate the Halo. But why would Guilty Spark warn someone of that? And because originally he wanted them to activate the Halo to get rid of the Flood.
He didn't warn anybody anything. He was asked questions by the heretic, and the heretic got answers.
I see. He just because he doesn't deceive. He just gives information.
Yeah. And he told them, hey, it's going to wipe out all life in the galaxy, or within a 250,000 light year radius anyway.
That's right. I forgot that, like, just because he's a shitter, I mean, he hasn't lied so far, so...
Anyway, we're at 54 minutes, so we'll call this one an episode. Next time, we'll kill us a prophet.
Sounds good.
Gotta do what we gotta do.